My son returned home with a bandage on his face. He handed me a medal as he beamed with joy. He said that he won the 100-meter dash in his school's track and field tournament, but tripped as he neared the finish line as he wasn't able to control his speed, his face planted to the ground. I asked you not to join any running contests. Half of me wanted to hug and congratulate him, but the other half was worried about his wound. I tried to replace the bandage, but the wound dried up. The bruise darkened, then faded away. This wasn't new to me, because my son exhibited special abilities ever since he was born. I was assaulted by an evil half-horse, half-human creature called Tikbalang. 10 years later, the thought of it still shakes me to the core. But why, Mom? Ian asked, shaking me from my painful past. I don't want you to get hurt. But the truth was, I was afraid that people would learn of his special abilities. My phone vibrated, and I checked the notifications. It was a Facebook memory, a picture of 2 men who were members of the hiking group I was once a part of. Who are they? Ian asked as he curiously looked at my screen. They were my best friends. It was 10 years ago, but I still feel the pain of losing my first boyfriend and best friend. I'll never forget the day that Tikbalang killed them. The acidity of its smell, the smoke that blurred my vision, its stiff, unyielding body, and his monstrous appearance. I'm always filled with dread when I think about what will happen to my son in the future. I recall the albulario who warned me that the Tikbalang would return. Is everything okay, hon? My husband Jordan asked. I didn't notice he came home. Dad, I won the track and field competition even without running shoes. Ian showed off his medal. Really? Wow. I will buy you a pair so you can practice. He gave Ian a hug. My husband Jordan helped me forget my dark past. Best of all, he treats my son like his own, my knight in shining armor. My father died. We need to go to my hometown, Jordan said somberly. I'm sorry for your loss, honey. I told my husband, Ian and I are always here for you. He was always there for me, so I promised that I would comfort him in these trying times. I didn't expect, however, that his province was near the Devil's Mountain, which I swore I would never return to. Jordan's house in Rizal, Laguna, was located near the foot of the mountain of San Cristobal. I recognized the same eeriness from years ago. Dark, foggy, demonic. I warned my son not to go close to the mountain. Then Jordan gave him a pair of shoes that he bought while we were on our way to Laguna. This is your reward. Ian shouted in excitement, put them on, and ran to test it. I tried running after him, but he was too fast and disappeared. I was nervous when he didn't come back, but after a few minutes, he was back, celebrating his new running shoes. He wanted to run some more, but I told him that it was getting dark. He was stubborn, until we heard faint thuds that scared the life out of me. Jordan, whatever happens, please protect our son, I urged my husband. Why are you overreacting? What's going on? He asked. The faint thuds disappeared. Jordan dismissed it as a hiker's footsteps. Jordan had to leave to prepare for his father's funeral. While Ian and I were having dinner, I heard faint thuds again. And then it became louder. It could be the balbal, Ian hypothesized. I hugged my son and we went to our room. I locked the door and all the windows. I tried to peek out the window and saw the silhouette of a half-horse, half-man leaving the area. The creature might have left because of the arrival of the funeral parlor's car. They carefully placed the casket in front of the house and soon visitors arrived. Out the window, I saw Jordan mingling with guests. But then I felt drowsy. I closed my eyes, and I was tired from the trip. I saw the eyes of the demon monster fiery with sulfur. It was staring at me and grinning as it took a big bite out of a boy who was sobbing. I woke up and saw the head of the demon horse peeking through our open window. It had blood on its mouth, and he revealed his razor-sharp teeth. I quickly thought of my son, who should have been sleeping beside me, but he was gone. It was then that I felt someone shaking me. Honey, you're having a nightmare. Wake up, I realized it was just a dream. I was relieved. "Where is Ian?" Jordan asked me. I immediately looked at the window and saw that it was open just like in my dream. Ian was missing. Rumors had spread that my son was missing. The townspeople looked around the neighborhood. They noticed big marks of big hooves that looked like it came from a very big horse. An elder mentioned the Tikbalang that resided in the mountain, but everyone laughed.
"The Tikbalang would never leave the mountain,"
a woman said. They said it was harmless and only played tricks on hikers. Upon my pleading, Jordan asked the mounted rangers to look for our son in Mount San Cristobal. When they didn't return, I became restless. I asked Jordan to come with me to look for Ian in the Devil's Mountain, but he refused. I wasn't sure if it was because he was afraid or if he was too busy with his father's wake, so I decided to go to the mountain by myself. I embarked on my journey despite the sun shower. The trail was uphill and had too many trees. It was slippery and took me until night to reach the middle of the forest, where I believe the Tikbalang resided. A massive bolt of lightning struck the sky, followed by deafening thunder. Although the rain had ceased, it appeared that another downpour was on the way. I was terrified of the lightning, but it helped light my way. I endured the eerie mountain, loud howls, whispers, and even the sight of the mountain rangers who looked for my son. All of them dead. Then I came to a massive baleti tree. It was so huge and creepy. I had seen century-old baleti trees from other mountains before, but that one was different, yet familiar. I detected the same stench and realized it was the same baleti tree from 10 years ago, where I met the Tikbalang. The tree had doubled its size. I overheard a thunderous laughter. Then I finally got a glimpse of the devilish monster sitting beside the tree. The Tikbalang got so big that it seemed to be as tall as the tree. It lowered its head, staring at me mockingly. I shouted at the monster, asking for my son. I gave the huge beast a slap, using all of my might that it echoed throughout the forest. The beast just chuckled, unfazed. I kept slapping him, but he just gave me an evil grin. I came prepared with a dagger that I bought a long time ago. I swung it to its face multiple times and saw how its flesh was torn apart, but I didn't see much blood. Its cuts healed on its own, similar to what I saw with my son's wound. I took a few steps back in dread. The demon horse remained seated and grinned. Then he flung his arm out, and I hit the ground, losing control of my dagger. I was dragged closer to it, and I couldn't break free. Rough stones, small tree branches, and plant thorns pierced my skin, causing pain. It was hot, tingly, and then numb. His razor-sharp claws moved and tore my clothes.
"You are mine,"
the Tikbalang declared as another series of lightning flashed in the sky.
My son appeared out of nowhere, sprinting towards us and striking the
Tikbalang in the stomach with his head.
"I'm impressed. Not bad, son."
The demon horse monster laughed. It seized my son and tossed him to the ground. Ian's body rolled several times before colliding with the tree. I begged him not to hurt him and cried. I told Ian to run and stay away. My son should have been seriously hurt, but something inside him awakened. He got up, saw my dagger, grabbed it, and dashed towards his demonic father as another lightning struck the skies.
But he couldn't stand a chance against the Tikbalang, who was too huge and vicious for him.
It stood up and snatched my son's neck, lifting him against the baleti tree. The dagger slid from my son's fingers and landed somewhere I couldn't see. But I did see that my son was gasping for air as the monster choked him. I pleaded to the Tikbalang to take my life instead. I cried to the heavens for help. It seemed that the sky was crying with me as the rain got stronger. But the demon wasn't listening. He was just standing there until it let go of my son and fell to its knees like it was hurt. On his back was my husband. Jordan plucked the golden hair from the Tikbalang's nape, immediately jumped on the back of the creature and rode it. I I later learned that he asked the elder for help and was told
The Tikbalang's greatest weakness.
and since then, the enormous monster has been our slave.